He was one of our offensive linemen and a little bit more intelligent, a little bit more involved in the game. Anyways, you see where he's looking over there. I don't know if you just saw that very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets over. Tight end should just be chip, go. If not, just immediately go. So we've got one double team. Boom, boom, working up to the backer. That's the first one. And I like to go from like basically like play side to backside when I'm thinking of um, run blocking. I just kind of scan the field, just scan it. And based on um, the scheme of the run blocking, it just depends on who we block. So next, and based on the scheme, right? Based on which direction the linemen are going, it's all about angles and putting them in the best situation to run the direction of the run and give them the best angle to block. That's what the run game is about. Next double team, we have our center and our guard. So we just go down the line. So this blocker's out, this blocker's out. They're involved in this double team over here. Sorry, the tight end would be, excuse me, the tight end would be more going like this.
Mm-hmm.
Second scheme or second double team is center and right guard on the three technique, which is also a tough angle right now for him to get outside. And they're going to try to work up to this backer, the next backer inside. Then I have this double team, another not so easy angle, and working up to this backer. Finally, I have a one-on-one with my tight end. Do you see how that works?
Yeah.
And how you can just kind of go from like right to left or left to right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in this situation here, what probably would have been what would have been a good run call here? If I were to run the ball, should I run it right or should I run it left?
Left.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're shifted to the right.
Exactly. Right. So paying attention to their down defense and just this base cover three, right? Because cover three is a run defense. You understand why, right?
Yeah, because the safety's down.
Right. So they have an extra person to play the box, basically. Now, here comes that end free. So you got pressure in the face. You got to be able to deliver. That's kind of like that sitting back um, feeling that we were working on the other day, where you're kind of popping into that knee to prevent yourself from going forward so much. Sometimes that's a good technique to use when avoiding pressure. So now we have all hitches called right now. And what
Mm-hmm.
do you see here?
I
As I'm
see
going through my
man.
cadence, sorry.
It's like they go into man.
Okay. I definitely think now that the number twos are going to be matched.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Um, I've got six people in the box, one high, corners are off. So right now I'm just, I'm on the left hash right now. I'm thinking I'm going to throw to this is my one of my star receivers. At least we had him this game. He's got a hitch. He's got an off corner. I know number two's in more of a condensed man. I want to throw that outside hitch. %100 of the time. Take the easiest throw. And look at maybe talked to you about this. I forgot who I talked to this about. It might have been you. You see what I'm doing with my eyes right now? What I do right before the snap.
You looked right.
So I'm looking right, I'm looking right, I'm looking right. I just glance over there because right now, pre-snap, I'm seeing, one high. Okay. I see that I've already seen what I've seen over to the left. I scan back over to the left to make sure that it's still the same. And then right before the snap, I want to scan over to the right, the opposite side of the play call to act as if, okay, I want to make sure I want to know what's going on over on the right side too. But I know I'm going left. Just a little bit of manipulation in my mind to the defense. I don't know. Who knows if it works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second defense they've shown today. We're in a 3-by-1 look now. We're in 11 personnel. And here we have flood right. So I've got bad go ball, but you get the point. I got a go ball, MOR, 10-yard out, and a flat by the tight end. Deep over route or crossing route by the backside. I'm going to play action a little bit. And what do you see right now to trips? What do you see to the play side?
The backside looks like it's locked in man. I would say the play side is some type of too high zone.
Okay.
I would just play off the flat defender, which is the backer. A little
Okay.
bit of it too.
So right off the action, and this is something that I definitely need to improve on in my game. It's not necessarily, it's never been the best strength of mine, and that's reading the corner on flood.
Uh-huh.
It's not easy for me. And here, I mean, shit, as soon as he makes that movement, I need to be able to see that he does that and throw the go.
Uh-huh.
Now, what's my go do wrong?
He looks at like 5 yards.
Yeah. Right. So he's unfortunately was not one of our star players. Good guy and young guy and needed some more work. But anyways, he looks so early. He looks so early. Does not mean that he doesn't still become wide open. Like I can throw that ball out there right now and throw a touchdown. So, hey, maybe I need to work this drill a little bit more at practice, but shoot, man, I can't miss those. I can't miss those. So you're right in thinking this is more of a too high defense. I'm thinking right now this is like a quarter half look. They're playing, they're going to play off zone. Excuse me, especially with how far outside this linebacker is right now over number 2. He's almost got outside leverage on him. And so I'm thinking, he might be buzzing out to the flat and, trying to really match with number 2. And this safety is pretty far inside. So, that could give a lot of reasoning to think that that corner is going to bail.
the go ball.
and
No.
he doesn't. This is more of a just straight cover two with like more of a man combo coverage with a man turn by uh the boundary corner because that's our better receiver. So they kind of want to bracket him a little bit better. They might also know, hey, he hasn't thrown this ball all season. This is like game 8 or 9, I think. So, defensively, this isn't a bad coverage because I already progress off of it. As soon as I see like, here's my flat looking way too early, not even close to the flat. He needs to be pumping out of there so that this player has to make a decision. He can kind of sit there and play both. So I don't react often to running, but on this play I did. Um, I think you can see my eyes flash over there briefly. I take 2 resets, one, not just one. And as I go backside, I just see that space, I guess, and I take off. I think that, you'd like to throw the go, but you'd also like to see your flat player get out there more aggressively. Um, have that the go. I can't blame the go because I should have thrown the go. Just have the flat player get out there more aggressively so it kind of impacts that high-low defender a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to see that anymore?
No, that's good.
Okay. So here we have the just outside zone right, same out of that 12 personnel. And look, they give us a little more favorable look, somewhat. Can you go ahead and give me the blocking scheme really quick? Because this is the same exact box we have.
The right tackle and tight end are 2 for 2 on the outside guys.
Mm-hmm.
Center, is there a D lineman in front of 44?
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, center and guard have him. It
And look what happens. This is a decent this is a decent
has
scheme
the
right
D
here.
tackle over him. Yeah, the guard should have the D tackle over him and then work to the backer,
Mm-hmm.
and
So
then 2 for 2 at the other.
boom, 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 boom. And that's what happens somewhat. We'd like to see him just continuing to push. The 65 just stops working.
Yeah.
He never works up the field. Oh, bad throw. I swear it bounced, but I guess he caught it. Bad throw, bad throw. Okay, so this is stick. We're on stick concept here. Let's see if I was right. I think I just threw a bad ball. Might have been. Uh, might have should have thrown the go. Yep. So I think part of me thinks I could be more patient here. I don't have to be in as much of a rush to throw the
It
flat.
doesn't really stop until you throw the ball, the corner.
Say it again.
The corner doesn't really stop until you like throw the ball.
No, yeah, I agree. Um, I'm pretty quick with my reaction. I think I could potentially I think I could potentially be slower. It's something I've wanted to practice. Unfortunately, I don't get too many option or opportunities to be with the team and practice in person, but um, I've thought I've needed to be a little bit more patient on this type of a read, and then also like if you just have 2 by 2 and it's like 5 yard out outside go, you're reading the corner and cover two. I think it's really beneficial for um, the out to be a lot more patient because it really allows like the go to develop and for you to read it. Um, and then as the out is a little bit slower, it it really allows for like a good progression, in my opinion, because that outside go is not an easy throw to make. Like that cover two hole shot. I feel like I don't think it's easy for anybody. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah. It's a risky one. I'll say that.
Yeah, I haven't completed a lot of them. It's definitely not a high percentage throw for me. This was a hell of a catch by Mark. But you're reading that outside backer there after the corner. It's like go stick out.
You know.
Now, as soon as I see that backer start to fly out, I know it's man, right? As soon as I see that backer leave the box, I now know it's man. So to me, you could also look at it like this. If you're able to pick up on that, now maybe it is a good idea to throw the swing because everyone's just going to be following each other. And a hitch isn't necessarily good against press man. And a go ball right now, he's an off man and a little less high, little lower percentage completion. I think if I throw a better ball here, it's a better play.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got Indy right. Indy right. So it's a high-low concept. Got free release out. Excuse me, not free release, free access out. So if I see free access with this throw, I want to take it. And I have a post backside. So I'm seeing like double A gap pressure, but I'm protected. And
Okay.
I see everyone walk up. So I'm thinking man at first, despite where everyone's eyes are. I see bail, and I just need to still bring I know I'm not throwing this out. I don't like it right now. He's in press. It's a far throw. It's not necessarily like the best look right now. So I'm going to work my high low. I see both defenders in my like tunnel of vision vacate. So I'm really anticipating this drag. I think I just need to throw a little bit of a better ball, a little bit up more out front he should catch this in a perfect world, but you know, if I'm trying to be better, I need to hit him a little bit more in stride, a little bit more in front. It's a hard catch to make over the middle, but I'm thinking right now, most likely, even pre-snap, I'm thinking, I like the drag here, especially because they're showing blitz. So if these guys come, then I'm most likely going to just try to replace that zone that just got, you know, that just got emptied from those blitzers. But they end up bailing. And my eyes are just in this tunnel of vision. I'm just waiting. There it is. See how I'm never looking at I bring my eyes over right just because what I started to notice happening with teams is you know, they started picking up on me going right away to the key defender. So I realized, okay, I gotta, you know, I'll advance it a little bit. So you know, I'm gonna fake right or fake opposite first, and then bring my eyes back over. Just a little, you
You
know,
should
little
have thought
gimme,
about that.
huh?
So I don't think that was really a bad ball.
I appreciate it. I think you should have caught it too. I agree.
It was a soft throw.
Yeah. So we're double teaming again. Boom. Work up. I think what happens with linemen a lot of the times is they don't realize that they don't need to hold a block for as long as they think, because it's all, and that's just blocking in general. You don't necessarily have to hold a block for as long as you think. It's because you're really just trying to buy a little bit of time for this running back to out angle the tackler. So like at this point, boom, this lineman, he's out of position. So it should be like a pop, go, and work up to the next biggest threat. D linemen, especially on like an outside zone, should not be, you know, they shouldn't be paid attention to for as long.
Damn, that could have been a huge play.
Right? Because there's this massive gap right here because we flush the other double team so far outside, like they're not accounting for their gaps. This is a huge problem with undisciplined defensive lines. So like if he's going outside and he's going inside, that means that he must be filling here like automatically. He has to, because they have to account for all the gaps. Like, because right now, by him going out, boom, 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 he could go here, he could go here, he could go there. Like, all the gaps need to be accounted for. A, B, and C. So he feels like C gap almost. They mess it up and we mess it up too, but we mess it up worse.
I was gonna say that middle looks wide open.
Right? So here's that same exact cover two look that I saw against Flood. So I'm thinking, okay, middle of the field right now, they got too high. We've got a middle of the field route happening right here. We've got a middle post with a curl flat concept. So really trying to get the safety out of there, potentially for a clear out, or if it's too high like it is here and the middle of the field is open, now you got an option to throw it. So it's open and I throw it.
It's almost like they want you to throw in the middle.
Yeah, they just didn't they didn't sync well. And my eye, let's see where my eyes go. So this is what I preach, and I swear it works. I bring my eyes left first to
Left
try to
side.
push him out.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to bring my eyes over to the play side. And if I see him start to push out, my next reaction is, okay, that means middle of the field is open. If he gave me any space and I see that receiver coming in, coming in free, uninterrupted, I'm ripping this. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't think about anything else because that initial glance and seeing that backside safety push away from the middle, oh man, that's given me all the confidence in the world. And if for whatever reason I bring my eyes over to the middle of the field, and I should already kind of be seeing the middle of the field with my peripheral as I'm going from backside safety to play side safety. I'll go back to it one more time. Unless I see this safety just like, I mean, freaking come up and basically just completely rob, right? But as soon as I see that he's like, there's space and he's not just, boom, coming up and matching, it's ball. It's not where's the receiver. It's not, oh, is he, is he open yet? Just trusting what you just saw with their defenders. Okay, this is a drive concept. Just reading this level of backers. So we also have this installed too, and I thought this was a great way to run drive, especially with a 6-man box, and to a receiver side or about like a single receiver side where you're seeing man to man. And here's why. So we'd run an outside go with a running back free release flat. So I kind of knew, what do you kind of know is going to happen with the outside go?
He's gonna turn the corner's head.
Yeah, it's going to turn the corner's head, get out of there. So now I'm thinking, well, the next defender, who's the next defender that could have the running back?
It has to be the backer.
It has to be. It has to be. So I got a one-on-one matchup there. And if the backer doesn't go with him, what do I throw?
You gotta throw him.
Yeah, I throw to him. So, and if he does go with him, now what does it do to the drive concept?
It gives him a 2-on-2.
Yeah, it opens up the drive a ton, right? Because now this backer vacates the box, and now we have a high-low with one backer in the box. So if he doesn't take the drag, we throw the drag. If he sinks, yeah, I'm sorry. If he takes the drag, you throw the dig. If he sinks, you take the drag. So I know he's vacating. Now my read is him. He takes back. So now I work up to the drive. He takes shallow. I throw dig. See where my eyes are going?
Yeah.
Now I bring my eyes to tunnel of vision. If I see space, I throw the dig. Do you need to see that again? Are you good?
I saw it.
I get to the point where I start to get blitzed. Okay, so we were running a ton of high lows. That was our bread and butter. And, there's a lot of different plays you can run to run high low. Here's another one. We called it pull and pin. There are two different
What?
variations to it. Say it again.
What'd you call it?
Pull and pin. This was pull left, but both pull and pin were different, like out, you know, little sit route, dig backs behind it. Just these are high-low concepts. Um, and especially against a one high look, I think these are great to run against cover three. And that's what they're showing again here. So what was great about this is he kind of is almost like faking a little bit of a drag and then kind of gets a little more vertical and just sits. So he does a really good job here of impacting both this flat defender here who carries but not that well, and he's also not responsible for the inside. That's the next backer. So as I bring my eyes over to that tunnel of vision, I'm trying to see as many defenders in it as I can. And you just see the windows open.
You think that Dion was supposed to drop, or he's just trying to make a play?
I'm not sure. Okay, so cover two um, gets sacked here, unfortunately. Could definitely throw the drag. Could definitely throw the drag here. Um, I remember anticipating this play, and I get sacked, and I deserve to get sacked here. My receiver doesn't help me out the most. We're supposed to have a post out here, and
I'm
that's
running
what I
the
was
same thing.
anticipating throwing. This is Indy left, so this is the drive concept again. We have the free access out. We've got a drag. We've got a dig. So we'd been throwing a ton of digs, right? You see me throwing a couple of them for big gains. We've been throwing a ton of high lows, and we hadn't hit the post yet. So I thought, you know what, I'll take a shot. We talked about it a little bit on the sideline. Um, that safety might jump the dig. So anticipated here, and my post just runs basically in the same line as the dig. Um, the importance of running good routes. 101. So I think what I should have done was I should have anticipated, number one. I wouldn't have found myself in this situation where having to throw a bad post route. And I should have just taken the drag. I should have just stuck with my key. It's first and 10, or it says it's first and 10 on the film, but here it says second. Looks like they're switching it. Um, should have taken the drag. Get whacked. Got greedy. Can't get greedy. Probably didn't necessarily need to move as much as I thought either in the pocket. That was something that I think, once being, if God willing, I'm a quarterback coach at a school or something one day. Don't necessarily know if I want to do that or not, but definitely would want to implement um, more practice with pocket movement and understanding the pocket, because I think that I move up here really aggressively and I don't necessarily need to. I could just be very calm, just shuffle, very light, just create a little bit of space for myself. Make these ends have to make a move to come back. Just buy a little time. I don't need to gain so much ground. Oh man, it looks like they're coming. And one of my guys false starts. Darn it. Trying to do a snap count. They're coming. They're blitzing. And this is why you have to practice this so early. You have to practice it so early. Um,
You call your own pass pro?
yeah. So there's usually assigned pass protection with certain plays, right? Like 3-step game, 5-step game, run plays. They're all different, right? But they're usually assigned. Usually are assigned to a certain type of play. I mean, that's usually what it's like for most teams.
Wouldn't you have to change it to a full slide against this look?
So here, let's see what they. Okay, so great question. Here, hold on. So I'm not really sure what the play is here yet. So do you mind if we just go to the next one? It looks like they kind of give a similar look. Um, you wanna just go over this like what here you want to let's see what formation we're in 2-by-2. Um, okay, so let's say what play do you want to run here? I'll let you decide, and then we'll decide, and then we'll talk about the protection. Looks like they're in zero, but you don't necessarily know if they're going to come out of this. You still with me? I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. So what play would I ideally want to run against it, you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Um, Let me see the look again.
I mean, it looks like they're going to blitz, right? I mean, they're showing zero. That safety is not is basically is walking down over number two. He just came inside.
I would like a stick concept, kind of like with a fade and a 5 yard out.
Okay, there you go. So we're running a little short chair concept or stick concept. Okay,
Mhm.
so now seeing that safety walk down over number two and bringing this defender off the edge,
Mhm.
there's 7 guys coming. So we are unprotected, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you saying you would do protection wise? And I don't necessarily think, one answer is going to be a little bit better than the other. But
I would
the
say
go ahead.
and the running back on the end and then slide left everywhere else.
So bring 24 over. he'd pick up this blitzer, slide
Uh-huh.
1-on-1 here, here, and here.
That ends up blocked.
Leave the end unblocked.
I was asking
Yes.
from that standpoint.
Yeah, you want to leave the end unblocked because what you don't in double A gap pressure with double A gap pressure, if you're um or just like pressure coming from the inside. Let's see here, because here they're actually showing A and B, but you want to leave the furthest defender outside. So basically 74, like he should be pass setting back and just having eyes for that blitz.
So from that standpoint, wouldn't you want the unblocked guy to be the guy on the left that's blitzing rather than the end since he's farther?
It depends on which way. I would say it depends on which way you're going, which direction you want. Do you want to throw into? Do you want to throw into pressure, um, or do you want to throw away from the pressure? It
I
depends.
would
It's
say into it, right?
to be honest with you, yes, I would agree. I would agree. But some people are like, no, I can get rid of the football quick enough. I don't have to worry about them. Depends on the person. That's my opinion. So my bitch ass doesn't get the throw there. Freaking duck. Um, so I see that corner start to bail, and I think, I haven't thrown the out. Let me throw it. It's free access.
Like a real quick pre-snap thing, you saw him going back.
Mm-hmm. My eyes are over there. You can see my eyes are over there. Look, like when I looked over there, that's when he started to move. See, hold on. My eyes are over there right now, and I see him turn. So I know, like, okay, he's going. Now, this is where I talk about paying attention to the defender that sinks underneath your out or your comeback. You see that?
Yeah.
But what that does is it really opens up the high low. My high doesn't even run the high. I
Shallow.
don't know what the heck happens. It's supposed to be running a dig. Oh, pray left. Okay, so we got double post. We got double post with okay. How are you reading this, Brandon?
Um, well, first of all, player wise, is the outside on the left like
He's a good player.
he's good?
Yep.
From that standpoint, you could always take the one-on-one with him. It looks like kind of a mannish look. Safety has to cover the inside post and help with it. So you have one-on-one with that post outside, and if not, you could work to the drag.
There you go. I like it. So that's kind of what happens.
End up going into coverage though, rather
And
than
again,
man. I
yeah,
said
they
they end
end
up
up
not
going into
going
like
man.
they end up going to a basically a three.
Reed's still the same, like because the drag's wide open, so is he.
Yep. I gotta get the ball out there a little bit more so I can hit him in stride. But yes, that's the read. Great job. Ah,
If
man.
the outside wasn't good, I would have worked the smash-ish concept.
Yeah, so maybe, well, what do you mean by that? Could you explain?
So if the outside wasn't good, so the top slot has a corner route, right?
Yeah.
Does he have the option to out route it if the corner gets depth?
Um, yeah, he would try to flatten it out, I guess.
So yeah, if that was the standpoint, I'd work that to the to drag to post to the inside post.
So I would say the smash is or the corner route. If you like the corner route against that corner, I understand that in like a one-on-one situation. Um, I would say
The way we would do it was he would like speed out it in a way if the corner
so
got
you guys run the same play.
if we had like we don't run the same play, but like corner route wise, in a bunch of different plays that we had, he always had the option to speed route it if it was like a one high and the guy got depth.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, what I would say, so that's also an option. I think that's a good option if you like that matchup. Um, don't mind it at all. What I would also say, just to add to this play, is like I think it's a better option when you can cut this guy's split, and almost run this out of like a stacked look,
Yeah.
um, just so that you can get the drag over there faster. Um, just the timing of it all. But yeah, if you're reading it your way, you could think, corner to the drag. If you're really not liking the matchups with the posts, you can go corner to drag, and you could even tell your running back to go out on a flat, just to kind of create a little high low
Help you
look
out.
over there. Um,
Uh-huh.
keep the backer honest, so because if the backer carries well with the corner because he doesn't see a flat threat, he matches the drag. So creates a good option for the corner to flatten out. I've never usually looked. I guess I've actually never been taught to read it that way, but I see what you're saying. Drop the ball. Bad job. Thank God we recovered it, and I make a play next time. So there's your free rusher. Because I only got five guys.
Hmm.
Excuse me. No, I only have five guys. My tight end is going for a route, so I only have five guys blocking, and I got seven right now to account for. I got seven to account for. So luckily, now I shouldn't get hit by the end here. That shouldn't happen. But I should have a free rush here. Whoops. So this is our it's a little mesh concept. You asked an air raid coordinator if this was mesh, they would say no, but this is mesh.
Mhm.
So free release. Sorry, that's shit. It's meshy. No pun intended. Um, have you ever ran a play like this before?
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about how you read it.
Um, so the drag that's on top is more used to clear out the underneath drag. And then if that's not there,
Is this
you
is this the drag you're talking about on top?
no,
No. Okay, which drag are you talking about?
the short routes, the really short crossers.
Okay, so the drag that's coming because I don't necessarily know who's on top of
You
each
don't
other
know.
right now
It's
for the
it's just
drag.
random.
Huh?
I said it's just random between them.
Um, it doesn't necessarily matter which one is on top, in my opinion.
Okay, well
They
either
just
way,
need to be on they just need to be on the same page so they don't run into each other. But to go
mhm.
if there's a reason on your end, please explain. I'm listening.
So the way we would do it is we'd have a drag purposely go over top every time we ran kind of a crosser like that.
Which drag? Sorry, you cut off.
So we would have one of the shallow routes.
Yeah.
Uh, there'd be a set guy to be over and a set guy to be under. The guy over would try and pick the guy under's man every time.
Okay.
So then that's why you would always want to, like, if it's like a man look, you'd want to look at the one underneath because his guy's getting picked off of him. But if not, and the middle opens, you have the clear out route, the route that kind of just sits in the middle.
Gotcha. Okay.
And obviously you have running back hot like this.
Gotcha. I'm gonna simplify it for a little bit for you. Okay. So here are the two routes. If this is how you guys run it as well, this is how I would. I'm not necessarily saying how you're reading it is wrong, but here's another way to read it. Um, yes, we want to make sure that one drag is on top of the other, and there's a clear understanding of who that is. Ideally, you'd probably want to make it this one, and here's why. Here's our first two reads. Okay, depending on the coverage, and if this is man, this is even more applicable. If this is man, this applies for sure. Corner is probably responsible if it is man for this outside receiver, this
Yeah.
outside number one to the three receiver side. Right now, I see one high off zone by the corners. So right now, it just looks like they're playing a little bit more of like a condensed cover three. This is their base defense. They've been running a ton of it throughout the game. So knowing that, I have an outside vertical threat. I have two. I have one going up a seam and one going outside. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So if it's man, I know he's going to clear out, which means that someone in the box has to account for the back.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't see man. I see zone. So I'm basically reading inside out. Now, what if they play this better? And they play this how they should play it, which is corner should get to the numbers, safety should carry with the seam. What if that happens?
You should have the sit route then.
We should have this drag coming across
Okay, yeah.
because where'd that high-low defender go with? He went with the seam. In this situation, he blitzes. I'm sorry. Sorry. Excuse me. No, he does not. This is him right here. That's the robbing defender. That's that outside. That's that guy who's basically carrying with the flat. Because the other one who would potentially carry with the flat is this blitzing defender here. So you go from 1 to 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then if 3 is taken, that's when you take your sit. Before. That would be a full progression read with this play, this specific play. And a lot of guys don't seem to necessarily be in the perfect spots, but as soon as you see just like that open space right there, like that's a throw. You got to throw that.
I get you.
But then your eyes are already in that tunnel of vision for like, okay, safety took seam, corner took my little rail route here. So my eyes are already in this tunnel. Boom, then my drag is open. So now they're rolling into 3 to the field and playing man backside. Great look for this play. That's for darn
I was
sure.
gonna say that's a great play call right there. Your tackle does a really good job there too.
Mm-hmm. Murilo is from Brazil. I do not know why I did not go and attack the middle of the field again. Um, maybe I see the safety kind of shift over and give me a little bit more space to this man-to-man matchup. But I think I could have, I made my decision. I made my read. I trusted my gut in this situation. I remember this play, but I think that I could have done a better job of recognizing that as we went into trips, they went too high. They gave me the same look they gave me when I threw the post over the middle of the field in the beginning of the game. And so I think for this play, you're seeing more of a cover 2 look straight up and 2x2. And then as they motion, you just see that defender sink, but the safeties don't necessarily, they don't roll. So I think I go too early over here. I could have maybe done a better job of waiting for the middle of the field to open up and also maybe throw a better ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like the safety made a plan it or anything.
Yeah, it ended up still being 1-on-1, right?
Yeah.
You got to think that our hashes are a lot more condensed, right? Here's the college hash. So he's inside the hash right now, which is given. And as I see him, I mean, he's kind of sinking towards the middle. So not sure if you know this, but you can also read. So in four vert in a 3x1 situation, you can also read like Bender. Sorry, that's a terrible go to go. It's another way to look at it. All right. Do you have any questions for today, Brandon?
No, not really.
All right. I'll see you Wednesday then.
All right, perfect. I'll see you Wednesday. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. Take care, dude.
Have a good day, man.
You too. Thanks.